How did medieval peasants celebrate Christmas? Well, to start, there was much entertainment. They would sing songs, dance, play the flute, or the lute, which you see here, or the drums. There were acrobats, jongleurs and troubadours, and there were also puppet shows. And on the streets, there were wagons carrying people dressed as figures from the Bible. There were also groups dressed as lords or knights who would get into your home, sing and dance, and then ask for food in return. There were many other games, some of which still survive today, like Blind Man's Buff, wherein a player is blindfolded and has to tag another player whilst they jump around and tease them. There was also King of the Bean. It was a game wherein someone would find a hidden bean at the start of the feast in something like bread or cake, and that person would be king or queen of the feast. That person could order everyone around in the tavern. And this game looks like the Feast of Fools, which was celebrated on January the 1st, and it was more focused on the clergy, where they would reverse roles, so a little apprentice boy could parody a pope. There was also a game in which someone dressed up as a saint, and everyone made a not so very serious offering to the revered person, and they weren't allowed to smile. Or the king who does not lie, wherein the king of the feast might ask a question to anyone. If they answered the truth, they would be allowed to ask something else to the king in return. And this would have been a great opportunity to embarrass someone or find out who loved who. And as for decoration, like the aristocrats of their time, peasants decorated their homes with holly, and an old, probably pagan, tradition was still popular, the burning of a Yule log, which was kept burning in their house until the 12th day of Christmas. That doesn't sound very safe. And as for food, the rare delicacy of meat, cheese and eggs, and so much ale was on the table. However, this would only last 12 days. After this, the peasants would get back to their usual life of dull food, hard work, long days and cold nights. But at least there was something to look forward to, I guess.